Donald Trump just secured a major trade win against China, slashing tariffs and easing pressure on American supply chains. But here's the twist. The deal makes sense. The path there doesn't. This isn't strategy. This is chaos with a red tie. Let's unpack the tariffs, the contradictions, and why Trump may have just shown the limits of American appetite for economic pain. According to the Wall Street Journal, the U.S. will now impose an effective 39% tariff on Chinese imports. That's the highest on any major economy, far above Britain's 8% after its deal with the U.S. last week. This tariff structure, it actually aligns with bipartisan consensus, break dependence on Chinese supply chains, and counter Beijing's industrial overreach. Greg Ip writes, China is a geopolitical adversary that has built up massive industrial overcapacity. There is a bipartisan consensus that U.S. dependence on Chinese supply chains is dangerous. And he's right. Just look at COVID supply chain failures or Beijing's dominance in rare earth minerals and battery tech. But here's the problem. Trump's route to this deal has been, in a word, messy. Earlier this year, Trump launched reciprocal tariffs meant to match trade deficits country by country. China, America's largest deficit, got hit hard. But so did Britain, a key ally, with the same 10% baseline tariff. That's not reciprocity, that's recklessness. And it gets more inconsistent. Trump officials linked China's 20% penalty to fentanyl exports. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent admitted the 145% tariff going into the weekend negotiations was the equivalent of an embargo. Even though China retaliated, Trump lowered tariffs instead of increasing them, breaking his own rules. Why? Because the markets tanked, ports froze, and as WSJ reports, warnings of empty shelves, plunging container traffic, and small business failures forced a reversal. Supporters say the ends justify the means. Stephen Moore, Trump's former economic advisor, told Fox Business, Trump is resetting the global trade game. Sometimes the shakeup is painful, but it's necessary. And Trump loyalists argue this is how you deal with China. Hardball, chaos, pressure, results. But critics see dysfunction. Economist Chad Bown from the Peterson Institute said, this is economic whiplash. Businesses can't plan for policy that changes with market dips. And Senator Mitt Romney blasted the approach, tweeting, hitting allies with the same tariffs as adversaries isn't America first. It's America alone. Here's the irony. Tariffs were supposed to protect national security and reduce dependence on China. But that same dependence, on everything from semiconductors to vitamins, makes decoupling painful. Greg Ip nails it. Trump's walkback shows there are limits to how much pain Americans are willing to take. This isn't just about trade. It's about whether the U.S. can afford to pressure China without punishing itself in the process. Trump's deal? Logical. His strategy? Incoherent. And in this new Cold War of commerce, America needs more than bluster. It needs a plan. Stay informed. Stay skeptical. This is informed, not influenced.